I never thought that I would get excited about a manual car again, and here we are. I cannot believe what has just happened. I'm joining the motorway. That Ocado truck in front has just kicked up this huge stone that my camera is not... Look at that! This is absolutely not how I intended on framing up the introduction to this video, but I'm doing my best to block the car that's behind me. I'm going to throw some B-roll in there as well. But let's be honest, I've given the game away in the title. I've probably given the game away in the thumbnail. And actually 3 weeks ago to this very day, when I came up to Roy Humphrey Prestige Car, I think in that video alone and the test drive and my emotions that were running wild from driving the cheapest Audi R8 V10 manual for sale in the country, you got to see just how connected I was with the car behind me. And today's collection day. So ladies and gentlemen, finally, in 2023, welcome to my Audi R8 V10. So for the last 3 weeks, I've been going through the entire purchase process on this car. And it has been hard to keep close to my chest as I've gone to the Alps with Lamborghini and done some amazing things, all the while being so excited about this car. And there are a few things that I want to touch upon in this video. The journey that I've been on with selling the Lamborghini Murcielago LP640, my dream car. And I'll be completely honest, never really connecting emotionally with a car until I drove this. And I called Sam, I called Tony, I called everyone that had driven this car and knew that I was coming to have a look at it and told them that I was completely sold on it. But it was only until I started going through the full purchase process that I started to realize just how shocking some of the numbers are connected to buying this car. Let's jump into the interior because I need to show you just how good the quality and the leather is on a 54,000 mile car. Now obviously this passenger seat hasn't been used as much as the driver's seat, but even still, the one thing that I love about buying a car like this is it's a mini project. I'm going to learn so much about the history of this car. I'm going to take it to specialists, to experts that can tell me everything that has happened with this car, whilst I know it's got a full Audi service history, and actually it spent a lot of time being serviced at my local Audi dealership at Watford. But as interiors go for a 14-year-old car with 54,000 miles, I know for a fact that my R8 V8 was in a worse condition than this. Look at this passenger seat. It's almost pristine, and I know these guys have obviously cleaned and valeted it for the collection, but I'm over the moon with just how smart it looks inside. Here we go! The excitement levels are high. I've got Rich in front of me in his M140i with a GoPro on the back so that we can capture what this car looks like. And the number plate on this car is now mine. I didn't realise that came with the sale, but I've got a cherished R8 number plate on the R8, which is actually quite handy because when I'm filming this versus when it's actually going to go out and be revealed that I bought this car, eventually I'll put my P7 WSX plate onto it. But here we are in the warmth and the familiarity of the interior of the R8, just this time powered by a V10. Do not stall it, do not stall it. Oh, the clink of the gear shifts, this is mine! I've not been this excited about a car collection since the Murcielago. The M2 Comp, the GTR were very cool, but this is just connecting with me. It's an emotional car that I think we should have gone down there, Rich. I think we were supposed to go left there, but anyway, I'm going to follow him because he's got my GoPro. Oh, but what a morning. The guys down there were super helpful. They've given me a full tank of fuel to get home in as well. I am over the moon with what has just happened. Let me talk to you about what Forza Finance were able to do on the payments on this car, because the last time I touched base with you guys was on the test drive on this. It was coming out at 10% down at approximately £840 a month. But it wasn't just Forza Finance, because I've got a multi-car policy with the VW Golf GTI now with the R8. We took the Jaguar off. And, well, so Forza Finance, with all of the correct details, the purchase price, we did the very vague calculations to begin with. Forza Finance were able to get the monthly payments to around £650. We were able to knock off nearly £200 per month on this car. Meaning, first of all, £5,000 down, £650 a month is a pretty good deal. Most cars that you see on the road, whether it be Range Rover, BMW X3, on finance, are around 600 quid a month. So here we are in a 520 brake horsepower, I believe, almost supercar with a V10, £650 a month. Then called up insurance this morning to get fully insured on this car so that I could drive it home. Added it to my VW Golf policy, which is around £780 per year to insure. The Jaguar E-Pace was around £790, £800. The R8 V10, £550. I mean, I do not understand how this car, this is, to date, in my 15 years of driving, the cheapest car I've ever insured. I cannot believe what has just happened. I'm joining the motorway. That Ocado truck in front has just kicked up this huge stone that my camera is not... Look at that! That has just smashed my windscreen! I've literally just got excited about the fact that we're on the A1, so we're going to be driving through the Hatfield Tunnel. I was going to do a sound check. We've stopped for lunch. I was going to finish the video back home. Joining the A1, the loudest bang. I didn't even see the stone, but that is the biggest stone chip I've ever had on any of my cars. Sounds pretty good. Sounds so good. We have made it home, and I've just been sat in here for 5 minutes fiddling around with the screen, making sure that everything is set up exactly how I want. And to be sat here talking to a GoPro with this steering wheel dials and this center console in front with the manual gearbox, to me is so nostalgic. There have been so many memories and flashbacks of driving home today from Roy Humphrey Prestige Cars where I'm like, I remember doing that in my R8. I remember this button doing that and changing that. And oh, this is so cool to be back in this car. The B&O sound system is amazing. As collections go, this is incredibly special for me. I've had an amazing journey buying some pretty ridiculous cars. But to do a full circle and buy a V10 version of this car, drive it home and park it up in front of my home, it's an amazingly proud feeling that I have to be buying this car. And I know it's not an Aventador SVJ and it's not a crazy 300 grand car, but my circumstances with trying to get a mortgage, move house, get a bigger space, it is a sensible business decision that, I mean, I just cannot wait to continue to share my journey with this car. And I know we had a little bit of a dampener in terms of that windscreen and stone chip, which is a relatively easy fix in the grand scheme of things, and it hasn't impacted how I'm feeling about the car or the day. It's just rather frustrating. You know, sometimes you get coincidences that all link up together to put you in a position where you're like, how have all of my decisions ended up to this point? I was going to finish the video at the service station, which would have meant I would have been 5 more minutes in that car park and not behind the Ocado as I joined the A1, therefore potentially wouldn't have got that stone chip. Anyway, can't think like that. I am glad to be home and ecstatic to have bought this car and to be sharing the journey with you guys on the channel. So I'm going to pick up my cameras, head inside, relax, enjoy. Well, I'll probably end up going back out in this. I was going to say enjoy the evening and maybe get a takeaway to celebrate, but I'll probably go and drive this. But it is a wicked looking car. I'm so glad I was able to get a black example. And there we go. I've bought an Audi R8 V10 with a manual gearbox, and the nostalgia is real. I'll see you soon, guys. Take care. Goodbye.